Subscribe to the Lightsport and Ultralight Flyer web video magazine with hundreds and hundreds of videos now online, including airshow coverage, Rotax engine tech tips, Rotax 377, 447, 503, 532, and 582 engine rebuilding videos, each 2 hours in length, propeller maintenance, advisories and repairs, VRS parachute saves, Bing carb updates, and much, much more. Get a yearly subscription at www.ultralightflyer.com.
Well, we're here at Sebring 2011 seeing something we haven't seen before. And we're not going to see quite all of it yet either because it's that new, but it's worth talking about. This is the FK12 Comet from FK Light Planes in Germany and being represented now by Hansen AirGroup as part of all the many FK Light Planes there are. To our left here, we've got the FK9. We've seen this one before. We've talked about it on floats, all that. People like this airplane. They're going to like this one for some very different reasons. One of which is there's actually two wings. There's not just one up here. There's another one that goes in down here too, and both of them fold. You don't see a lot of that. And in an airplane that is capable of aerobatics, but Hansen AirGroup is doing a little more work to make sure that it's good for aerobatics. With me here today is Mitch Hansen, and he's going to tell me a little bit about what that plan is relative to the aerobatic version.
The aerobatic version, when it's equipped with the proper engine right now is what we're looking at, and we're waiting on the Lycoming 233. That's the engine we're all waiting on. So Lycoming guys, here you go. This will be fully aerobatic. It's not going to be an unlimited type, but you'll be able to go out and loop and spin and roll this thing all day long.
How about inverted flight?
Yeah,
sustained inverted flight.
It should be sustained inverted, whatever inverted oil system Lycoming comes up with. That's kind of what we're looking at right now. So it should not be a problem for us.
Not entirely new ground for Lycoming, so putting that engine in an airplane, Rotax doesn't want that done with their engines, so this is a good way to kind of differentiate the fleet a little bit. It does come with a Rotax. I'm sure it's a Rotax.
Rotax 912 on this one right here. You can fly all day long, you know, with it, but you just can't turn it upside down.
Can't turn it upside down. So if you want to do that, the airplane's capable. The engine's not on this one, although I've flown this in Germany with one of the folks from the factory there in Speyer, Germany, about the center of Germany, and beautiful flying little airplane, very responsive. I could see why it'd be fun aerobatically, but it's going to have to wait for that Lycoming to do all the fun stuff Mitch just talked about. But there's other interesting things about this besides the folding wings, besides the aerobatics, besides the fact that it's a biplane from a company that has a high wing, the FK9, and what we used to know as the FK14 and sort of became the Cirrus model, what they call the SRS. That's still sort of on hold because of the negotiations with Cirrus, but there may be something new in the works. Are you privileged to talk about that yet?
Yeah, right now FK is designing an all-new low-wing light sport aircraft aimed at the U.S. light sport trainer market. It's going to have a bigger wing, a forgiving wing. It's going to be rugged, but it's going to be built with the same high standards and the same workmanship that you'd expect from FK. So we're expecting great things out of the airplane.
So you look at any of these airplanes, you know what Mitch was saying. It'll be hard for us to show you on camera, but at an air show near you somewhere, come and look at the FK planes. You'll get an idea about general quality, and then you can think about that other one. It'll be a new low-wing entry from a company that's got high, low, and bi-wing airplanes. I don't think there's another company in the field that's got that versatility in, say, wing design among these airplanes. So that's pretty cool. But more than that, this airplane looks like it's a single cockpit airplane because, after all, when you close this down, well, there's only one canopy on it.
Au contraire.
But that's not the whole truth now, is it?
What we have here, this airplane comes with 3 different canopy configurations. This is what we call the racing canopy. It's a single cockpit, single bubble. You saw how the combing flops down here, so it's great. This is like, they actually race these things in Europe. There's a Comet Racing League. Hence, we got a number.
I see. I wonder what the number was all about. Now I know.
We'd like to kind of work one out here. You know, maybe we'll start one up here. But it's being a light sport, you're really going to be kind of limited to what you can race.
You can all race around at 120 knots.
Exactly.
Okay.
But the great thing about this canopy is 5 screws you take out and you can change the configuration of this canopy. So you've got the single seat racer right here. Remove these 2 little latches here, take that off, put another one on that's got a front seat windscreen on it, and another combing. This whole thing will unbolt with 4 screws and bolt into another coaming, and you'll have a 2-seat open cockpit airplane. Or the same coaming, you can put a sliding 2-seat bubble, covers both cockpits out here.
The one I flew had cockpit open, glass covering pretty much the whole side here.
Yeah.
But I've seen it in the sort of 2-hole position, the single-hole position, and then the double position, the tandem position,
exactly.
We'll call it, I guess.
So it's very simple to change it out, and we'll have when we go to Sun and Fun, we'll have all 3 of our cockpit configurations available for people to look at.
All right, so we're here at Sebring 2011 in just 3 months' time, or barely that even, because it's at the end of Sun and Fun comes at the end of March this year. You'll have all 3 airplanes, all 3 cockpit configurations. Will you have the light coaming by then, Mitch?
No, we're not going to have the light coaming.
Okay, so
we're still waiting on it. Like I said, until they come up with the engine and say, here you go, it's ready to go. We're going to wait.
There's a few cool things about biplanes. Like, well, let's see here. Kind of a big guy to mount here. You know, how do we do that? But it must be something to do with this little hole here. So, put your foot right in there.
Put your foot right in there and step in over the coaming right there. You've got right now the narrowest point is 23 inches. That's at the shoulders up here at the coaming. But you've got another couple inches, you know, back down here.
Yeah, pretty wide inside there. As I recall, it was. And now I flew up front because they put a factory guy back here with me. And up there, it's even roomier because you got a little bit of broadening up there, it looks like. Is that right?
The fuselage widens out up towards the front. You've got, what you got to deal with up there is the 58 liter or about 15-gallon fuel tank sits right up there.
Okay.
So it's right there, but there's plenty of room. You've been in it. It's not claustrophobic.
It was roomy. You do have to. You can't knock your knees together or something like that because there's a tank in there.
Yeah, you can't hit your ankles.
Now, is the airplane coming out in the experimental category as well, or just basically as a
No,
Lightsport?
this airplane right now is offered as an SLSA fully built, factory built airplane. We're looking at offering it as a 51% kit right now. So that's kind of, they're already offered in Europe like that. We're going to see what we can do here in this country. So.
And how long has it actually been out on the market now?
Wow. In Europe, they've been going 7 or 8 years.
At least. It's probably been that long since I flew it there, Mitch. So
this isn't a new airplane.
This has been around a while. No, this is a design that's been around a while.
Yeah,
and a company that's been around a while.
Yeah, and this is number 94 right here. So it's
of just the not of the whole airplane company, but of just the FK12 Comet version. So. There's a few other kind of interesting twists about this, Dave. If you can come back here with your camera.
Time slot.
When we were looking inside here before, we can't let this up without removing some stuff, and we don't want to do that at an air show here. But you can see the panel's right in there. So it's got panel in it.
That's the front seat minimal gauges right there.
Yeah, and you can put other stuff in there if you wanted it, I'm sure. But, you know, it's a biplane, and it's got different ways the canopy opens, so you have to have a little feature like this, which allows the wing to get out of the way a little bit so that you can open the canopy properly when you have this particular configuration on. The one that slides back, obviously, that's not an issue. And it looks like you got some storage here behind the rear seat headrest.
This is not a cross-country airplane. You've got enough for your shaving kit and your underwear, and that's about it.
Shaving kit and underwear. There you go. What else would you possibly need in an airplane?
And what kind of performance will we be getting out of this airplane, say with this 912 100 horse in it?
You're going to cruise about 90 to 95 knots. It is a biplane, so it's very draggy. So you're not going to...
It's not about going fast, but it's about going probably up quickly and then turning
climb
quickly.
Very well. The stall speed is right now about 35 knots.
35 knots. Oh, that's a slow stall speed.
Yeah, it's going to be really nice.
Cool. How much wing area on it, Mitch, with both wings?
You know, I couldn't tell you right off the top of my head.
So, Mitch, give me a little review of the control systems here. You know, we'll simulate the wings in our mind here.
Okay.
But first of all, I see it's front and rear joystick, of course, and I see the rear joystick has a brake handle on it.
Yeah, it's a single center brake.
Single center brake. But how about on the ailerons?
Ailerons, you've got the full span ailerons on the thing on both wings, tied together with a single unit. They're push rod. They come out
it's an actual rod that goes between the ailerons.
Between the ailerons right there.
Just like we see on a Pitts or something like that.
Exactly. They'll also act as the flaps too. You got a pre-positioned mechanical flap lever right here.
Okay.
So makes it real easy. It slows down.
Just inside here, we've got throttle right about where my hand is down here, and right in front of that is where the flap handle is. Big sturdy handle.
And where's the fuel located in the airplane?
Fuel's located in a single tank, 15 gallons, 15 and a half gallons right here. Fill it right there.
Now, you know, to a lot of people, Mitch, 15 gallons, whoa, that doesn't sound like much, but that's not really the point here, is it? We're not trying to go from here to New York City.
Yeah, like I said, it's not a cruiser. This is all about getting there in style and having fun. And being able to eventually turn this thing upside down and have a ball with it. So.
You know, every time you say that, your eyes kind of twinkle a little bit. I don't know if that's showing up in the camera, but you're looking forward to that, aren't you?
Oh, very much so.
Very good, Mitch. Well, thanks for talking with us today. We want to get more information about this airplane. The website is HansenAirGroup.com.
Correct.
And you can find that information not only about the FK planes, but Hansen AirGroup's got a whole stable of airplanes. Find all that information on their website. Hansen, Hansen, airgroup.com.
And you have a flight report on this airplane now?
You know, I don't know if I wrote up the Comet, but I do have flight reports on both the FK9 in a couple of iterations and the FK14 available at bydanjohnson.com or bydanjohnson.com.